Hey everybody, Dogbert here. I've never done a top 10 list before, but I'm going to do one now. These are the top 10 older characters you should probably still be working on even now. And as you can see, number one, the first one on my list right here is already Symbiote Spider-Man. The reason why I say this is because you're still probably going to use him in Dark Dimension. He still has great value even with the Web Warriors out. If you wanted to bring him in to replace one of the Web Warriors, you could, due to his passive healing. Anybody who's Hero Spider-Verse, which is all the Web Warriors. In Dark Dimensions, though, a couple of reasons why. Number one, his passive again, healing in Dark Dimension with the Web Warriors. Number two is because he does use alien spores, and bringing in full Web Warriors would be kind of crazy if all the Oz formula needed. This at least gives you a little bit of a break if you're doing Symbiote Spider-Man, Ghost, and a couple other Web Warriors. Use Oz formula, and then bring like Shang-Chi in, who uses yet a different one. You got to think about those things when you're talking about planning for Dark Dimensions. Another team that you could do this with in City Dark Dimensions again would feature Symbiote Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, Cloak, Dagger, and probably Shang-Chi again. So he is definitely not a dead character. The team, the symbiotes might be, and if you're still a newer player who hasn't gotten the Web Warriors thanks to the low stars like on Scarlet Spider due to the new fuck you pay me release methods of Scopely, you might still have the symbiotes somewhat built up already. They might be doing enough for you. But you can still invest in Symbiote Spider-Man and still be good and still get through the Doom Raids until you get those Web Warriors up and running. Up next on the list I have Ghost, a tech character. One of the things I'm going to be focusing on this list is tech characters. The reason being, we already know pretty much from the guesses what we're seeing for the next patch. There's not a tech raid team coming. That means we're going a whole nother patch cycle after that patch is done before we even have a chance at looking at a tech raid team. Then on top of that, when we actually get the characters. I mean, once a patch comes out, one character comes out. That's not the raid team. It might not be until the end of that patch that we have the full team available to us. And thanks to the fuck you pay me release scheme, we might need a character that has higher star levels. We don't know what that raid team is going to look like. Hopefully they keep going with the low star levels still work, but higher are a better type approach. And we don't know when that character is going to get released, so we could be looking, if you figure the next patch is hopefully beginning of February, like February 1st, I think the way the calendar runs, that first week of February, by the time we get to the next patch would probably be somewhere mid-March. And then by the time we actually get the characters released, we could be looking at April, possibly May, until we actually have a tech raid team available fully to us along our course, even if you're free to play. So that's why Ghost is still on this list. She can definitely be used inside the tech nodes. Still has use. She has a bit of evade. She is one of the sacrificial lambs inside of Doom 2. But she also has splash value in that she's really good in Dark Dimension as well. I know Dark Dimension 3, I've used her quite a bit. Dark Dimension 4, I used her quite a bit. You could bring her into Dark Dimension 5 as well, because she is a tech character, and right now there's not too many good tech choices that'll help calm the gear. So that's a possibility. Let's keep moving on now. And up next is Nebula. Actually, I could put the entire Infinity Watch on here as an honorable mention, but there's three characters in particular in the Infinity Watch that still have value. Nebula is one of them. Again, she has tech. Again, I actually do use her in Doom 2 because she can assist on other tech characters. That assist comes in handy, plus she's a skirmisher. She does percent-based damage off of her basic. This can come in quite handy, and she's very quick. So when you're teaming her up with, say, like a Kestrel, and she's quick and taking more turns, that all helps with the more damage. And because, again, she's tech, but she's cosmic, this could be another cosmic character just to fill out your DD5 roster, and you can use her inside a Dark Dimension. Not as much splash value in Dark Dimension, really needs like Gamora with her to be really good, but again, she does have that basic with percent-based damage, which will do a lot of damage against those big characters in Dark Dimension. She gets those evades, so she's got some pretty good survivability, and she's got a revive. So definitely consider working on her still in the future. Let's move on. So sticking with the Infinity Watch, we're going to go with the next one, and that would be PHYLA-VELL. There's actually an arena defense that uses her and Adam Warlock along with the Eternals, and I believe it's Emma or somebody or Loki, somebody to speed them up. I beat the team all the time, but she does get used to an arena defense still because of her ability, shows how much damage she can put out. She can cleanse debuffs, which in arena is quite good. She is a bio character, so if you're okay on bio gear for like a Dark Dimension 5, she'd be another good choice in Cosmic to help round out the team. Of course, she's good in the other Dark Dimensions in Cosmic. I mean, the Infinity Watch Sisters destroyed DD4, DD3. It's just a matter of you have 4 characters, whereas like 2 characters like the Eternals can do the same thing for less, essentially. But she also has the Kree tag. That is incredibly important when it comes to the stupid Gamma Raid. She is very much my only reason why I can get through the Gamma Kree nodes. Is because of her. The amount of damage she puts out is unreal. She has great value there. Even in RTA, if you can use her, you generally do. Because of everything she can do. There's even some other splash value if you're a newer player who doesn't have Web Warriors, and you're still in Doom 1, you can use her in place of Venom on the Symbiotes to actually take down the Bio Boss. So that's one of the other reasons why you might want to consider still building her and keeping her around. Plus she has the highest damage in the game. I think she might be tied with T'Challa, Star-Lord now. I'd have to look. But definitely consider building her. She is available in the Arena store. So she's somewhat farmable right now. On to the next. And I'm going to finish it out. The Infinity Watch members I think are valuable still, and that is Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock with that revive, incredibly tanky. Still used on the arena defense because of his support tag. With that whole Cersei special thing, would give him taunt. Very hard to get through. He has safeguard on top of it, immunity. So it's not like you're going to be putting too many debuffs on him right away. So that's part of his value in arena. Outside of arena, he's not really used in Doom raids anymore. He was early on. But if you don't have like Cloak and Dagger built up, he might be a character you're still using inside of like Doom 1, maybe even Doom 2. He does get a stun, and he does have an ability block, so he remains valuable also in RTA, if you care about that. And of course he's part of Infinity Watch, which is a great war team. And one of the only 2 teams that can actually take down a Heroes for Hire team. But the other valuable thing with Adam Warlock is Dark Dimensions. There's not too many characters in Legendary. This is probably the second best Legendary behind Omega Red. You're probably going to be bringing him up you need him for for DD4. He makes it a lot easier, a lot more survivable. And of course for DD5, you're going to need him again. Like I said, he's number 2 Legendary behind between Omega Red. So he's not going to be the one that gets dropped once the next Legendary hits, if they are any good in Dark Dimension, which they probably will be. So consider building him. The only thing I do not recommend with Adam Warlock is getting that 7th star like I have. The amount of gear you have to put into your X Factor to do that, it is better spent elsewhere. So moving on. Okay, now we're going to head back to tech again. Believe it or not, Ultron. Ultron is still a good character. Red Stars have brought him back to life a little bit. But he's actually still good inside the Doom 2 tech nodes or even Doom 1 when paired with Kestrel. The reason being, he brings out bots. Bots take turns. They attack. They ping somebody who has defense down. Guess what? Now Kestrel's going again and pinging them again. Just the more pings you get, the more damage Kestrel does, and he helps feed that. Never mind the fact that he gets his buffs out, he can extend those buffs on your team as well for tech characters. So definitely not somebody you want to sleep on. Maybe not somebody you want to build up to, like, say, level 85 gear 16, but level 80 gear 15 does work inside Doom 2 raids. I've been using him there. He might be another sacrificial lamb. He does have a revive, so he does come back. You just have to watch how you're using him inside those Doom 2 raids, but he is still quite useful. Moving on. So it's finally time to finish up all these tech characters you should be building with Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike could be used inside of Global Dark Dimension 5 if you want to build her up. She does work, from what I've seen and been told. She is a tech character again because of that. That makes her gear cost somewhat cheap for that thing. There's not too many good tech characters. The other reason why you want to use her is she is quite good in Doom raids right now. She does remove that turn meter, which gives you that little bit of an opening that you need to get everything going and actually get through those tech nodes. The only problem with her is a bit squishy, so you're gonna have to probably build her up to like I have, at least gear 80, at least gear 14, level 80. Gear 15, I'm not really sure was needed, but I did it anyway just to get more survivability out of her. She does have the death boost she gets in the evades when she gets low on health, which allows her to come back a little bit, and does quite well. Even once she gets dropped off, if like we get that tech raid team, she's still part of the Weapon X team, which is phenomenal and more, and you're still going to want her for that. So you do have some splash value and some future investment there anyway. Let's move on. Okay, I know I said we're done with tech. I forgot one. Shuri. This is an interesting character, very old legendary, but again, because of the tech, we need her. She is useful. I use her in 2 of the 3 tech nodes usually, as long as she survives the first one. Her defense up is the only way you're pretty much going to be able to keep her alive, but she does give out energy. I should really be putting that T4 into her passive. She really does need all the hit points she can get. She'll probably be one of the first characters eliminated off the tech nodes just because of her low health, but she is still incredibly useful. And as we saw with Pocket Dimension, they might bring somebody back like this to make you have to build her. I did use her in DD4. She is useful there. Again, because of that, mostly because of the defense of the energy. Plus, you get some healing out of her. The other reason why you want her is, again, that stupid Gamma Raid. You're going to probably need her if you're on the Kree lanes, either on the Wakanda side or either on the Wakanda Pintech, I think it is, and Kree Pimtech is the other side. But then you get to the boss, you kind of need her as well in order to one-shot that boss in 4.3. So, unfortunately, and of course, because she's Wakandan, she's also used for the Red Star event. So you're going to need her at 7 stars anyway, but she's fairly easy to get with just Spider-Verse characters, which we have tons of now, especially with Web Warriors, Symbiotes, Sinister Six, of course. So definitely worth looking into. On to the next. This next one I'm going to talk about isn't one character, it's actually an entire team of characters, and that is the Astonishing Axemen. The reason why is because we're probably not getting another Mutant Raid team anytime soon. Even if the next patch is the Excalibur, that means again we're looking at April, May until we have the entire team. When I talk about next patch, I don't mean the one they've already announced, which we already know is not the mutants. So we're hoping in the March patch then is Tech Raid, but it could be technically a Mutant Raid. Either way, we're looking at probably April. Again, at the earliest, that we'd have another mutant team to replace them. Hopefully we have Tech instead. If we get Tech, we could be looking at May, June before we even have a hint at another mutant raid team. Which means you're going to have to be building these characters, and it's all 5 of them. That includes Iceman and Kitty. They are actually good on the team and do quite a bit. But this means we also have to build them all too. Obviously, Jubilee is actually a great legendary. She'll probably still remain a great legendary for Dark Dimension 5, even after the next legendary comes out. Bishop, unfortunately, is not great in Dark Dimension 5, but you do need to build him up because he's the tank and damage of the team. Iceman and Kitty just kind of have to be survivable just to do enough damage and take hits, and of course Beast is the healer. So unfortunately, we're going to have to continue investing in them for the foreseeable future for a little while, as long as you keep pushing in Doom Raids and Mutant lanes as well. On to our last one. And the final character older character you should consider putting some investment is this guy, Black Bolt. Believe it or not, yes, we might see a resurgence of him in the arena. The reason being Dormammu. In order to counter Dormammu, you need a pretty big Black Bolt to hopefully be the one who pings and kills the character, so that way they don't come back thanks to Dormammu, otherwise they're low res. I know this for a fact because I actually have a Dormammu in my arena shard. and I have to use Black Bolt on my team in order to keep the Eternals from rezzing and having to deal with them again, or even Doom, or even Dormammu himself. But you're still going to need him. He is a legendary, so that means he does have some flash value inside the legendary nodes in Dark Dimension 5, which you haven't seen. The very last node is all villain tech, and he has bonus versus villain tech, making him valuable there. He does a ton of damage still. This character I would definitely recommend getting to 7 stars and at least 5 red. I don't know if you really want to put gold promos into him right now. But even though he is older, he still does quite a bit of damage. Like I said, you're going to probably need him in the arena in the future as more and more people get Dormammu. So he's definitely not dead yet. He's going to make a comeback. I think he's going to be like another Shuri, where we think he's dead, he's gone, and now he comes back again. So that does it for my list. Let me know if there's any other characters you think should have been on here, or will be worth investing for older characters who may be seeing a comeback. If not, I hope this video was informative, and I'll see you next time.